I know, you know what happened the last Delhi elections. You wouldn't come on channels that ask you tough questions. It's all right. We'll ask you the question. We disagree. It's an opinion. It's a debate. Right. Now, we'll ask Ragini Nayak and Nupur Sharma to also respond. Yes, Ragini Nayak and Nupur Sharma.
Arnab, you see, if Mr. Arvind Kejriwal was addressing an occupational community with no reference to caste, then this statement is a misfit and becomes nonsensical, because Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has never been a trader or a businessman. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is calling himself a baniya because he is invoking certain intrinsic values which are associated by birth, by the virtue of being born in the community or the caste, which is known as baniya. So please do not sermonize others about semantics, about meanings of words and associations of meanings. So please do not try to confuse either the panelists or the public. Secondly, there are umpteen number of examples when the Aam Admi Party has played such caste card. I'll give you an example. Mr. Ashutosh was fielded from Chandni Chowk constituency of Delhi, which predominantly has Muslim and Baniya voters. Now, Mr. Ashutosh, when he entered the political arena, was a renowned figure. But during the entire course of his journalistic career, we never got to know his caste. We never got to know that he's a baniya. As soon as he started campaigning for the elections, he started flaunting his caste. This is one example. Another example I can quote from Delhi is of Jarnail Singh, who was pitted in West Delhi constituency, which is again predominantly Sikh and Punjabi, or full of Sikh and Punjabi voters. So to say that the Aam Admi Party has never played caste cards or has never indulged in identity politics is a fallacious statement, but this time it is coming straight from the horse's mouth. So the fingers are being pointed at Mr. Kejriwal, who had proclaimed that the central ideology of his party is a crusade against corruption.
It's a good
point. Tell me if this is also not a form of corruption.
No, it's a very good point. No, it's a very good point. Let us, before you move to your next.
One more thing, please allow me,
Before you move to your next.
I have high regards for Mr. Yogendra Yadav, but I have to mention this, that when Mr. Yogendra Yadav went to contest elections in Haryana in Gurgaon, he also flaunted his Haryanvi origin, and so did Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, so as to garner more votes from Haryana. This is also a kind of identity politics. So please do not preach us, please do not sermonize us.
Okay, now which one do we answer first? Which one do we answer first?
Arnab, let me add. Allow me to add my questions, Arnab.
Nature of the beast.
No, let's get a response one on one. 1 second. No, I think Nupur, it is better we lose that strain of thought. A couple of interesting points have been made right now.
But all I want to pick up.
Nupur.
All I want to pick up from what please allow me to complete. Otherwise, we'll forget what Mr. Yadav said. He tried to over-intellectualize and break down what casteism is. I'm sorry, Mr. Yadav. You actually gave the attributes of what Mr. Kejriwal was attempting to do in a trader meet in Nehru Place in Delhi. By saying I'm a baniya, by virtue of your birth, you are a baniya, and then by saying that मैं dhandha जानता हूँ, you're trying to create affinity with the community. So please tell me, if that is not casteism, what is? Now, secondly, I feel so desperate are you and your leader that you will try to do anything and change your pitch when it suits you for voters. In one statement, in the same meet, you're saying e-commerce is bad, but e-commerce is good for customers. I'm sorry. I mean, I never use the word U-turn, but I think it's a big U-turn, in fact, a round turn that the Aam Admi Party is doing now. And it's hilarious. All that you say in the media and in public is actually a big joke on the people of Delhi. I hope you realize that. And I'm really surprised you're trying to defend this.
Now, we've got a lot of responses.
Sheer hypocrisy.
May I please draw the first and most interesting point, which I want Yogendra Yadav to answer on. Because Yogendra Yadav, what is happening here is that it appears to me that you have wound yourself up in the complexities of your own argument. You say it is not caste, and you say this is the problem with you English-speaking journalists, that you don't understand, and then you said maybe you don't understand the nuances of the language, etc., and whatever. Regardless, all those other comments which you made. Now, the point here is this. I want to ask you, when was Arvind Kejriwal a trader?
Sorry, is it question to me?
When was Arvind Kejriwal a trader?
To my knowledge, never.
Then how does he become a baniya?
But that is precisely
but then
the
how,
point that Shazia
then how does he
made,
become a
and I
baniya? Answer the
immediately
question.
conceded.
How does he become a baniya?
Arnab, that's the point I just made 3 minutes ago. I said, yes, there is a stereotyping involved here.
Stereotyping?
In saying that people who are born in a caste have better affinity to
what's that? How does he become a baniya?
Yes,
you said Yogendra
stereotyping.
Yadav, that I am an English-speaking type journalist. I don't understand the nuances of the Hindi language. And then you went on to say, had you understood this, meaning to say that only people like you understand Indian society and people like me don't, which I completely disregard. And I think it's a patronizing, fallacious kind of comment, which I didn't respond to because I felt you were making a personal remark. Anyway, Yogendra Yadav, I don't respond to those remarks. My question is to you is purely factually, right? You said this was not a reference to a caste, it was a reference to an occupation. I am asking you, can you please tell me when was trading Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's occupation? As far as I know, he was a member of the Indian Revenue Service. How did he become a baniya if that was a reference to an occupation? And if it was not a reference to an occupation, then what was Mr. Arvind Kejriwal referring to?
Arnab, let me again say, all I said on the language question was that I perhaps know the nuances of my
forget that. I disregard your personal remarks, Yogendra Yadav. I have long since realized that I don't respond to politicians' personal remarks. Whether that comes from you, a BJP leader or a Congress leader, I don't respond to personal remarks. I have realized that it's part of the trade, that when you ask a politician a tough question, he tries to get back at you personally. But Yogendra Yadav, you are elder to me. I don't want to respond to you personally, even if you choose to. My question is, please tell me, when was Yogendra Yadav a trader? Zara bataiye hame.
You mean to say
Arvind Kejriwal trader kab the? Arvind Kejriwal trader kab the? Mujhe bataiye. Arvind Kejriwal ki occupation, baniya ka occupation kab tha? Zara mujhe bataiye.
Is the questioning over?
Bataiye na.
Yeah. Now can I answer? I have been saying that there is a stereotype. If the charge was that Arvind Kejriwal stereotypes baniyas with knowing more trade than others, I would agree that yes, there is a
वो कैसे बनिया बन गए?
and I had
वो क्या उनका स्टेटमेंट क्या था? रागिनी और नुपुर उनका स्टेटमेंट क्या था? मैं बनिया हूँ। नहीं, उन्होंने कहा मैं बनिया हूँ और धंधा जानता हूँ।
Caste card.
No, he said मैं बनिया हूँ और धंधा जानता हूँ। He was never a trader. Was he now? You admit he was playing the caste card. Then he's playing the caste card. What makes him a baniya? Please tell me.
Mr. Yadav himself accepted.
No, but
Mr. Yadav accepted first. Yes, Shazia.
Yeah, he whatever the attributes he gave, they actually matched to saying that yeah, मैं बनिया हूँ by virtue of birth और मैं धंधा जानता हूँ.
Except yes, right.
He's pitching.
What is a caste card?
Oh, now what is a caste card?
That you are pitching for traders' vote.
He can only be a baniya by the virtue of his birth, by the virtue of being associated to the caste baniya and not the occupation which Mr. Yogendra Yadav is associating with the term baniya.
Yes.
I mean, this is as simple as
Ragini,
that.
Exactly. So, you know.
The point I made right from the beginning was that he was not addressing the meeting of people of one jati. He was addressing the meeting of people of a certain
He said, no, first statement was, मैं बनिया हूँ.
Point of bringing up baniya.
मैं बनिया हूँ और धंधा जानता हूँ.
Traders are predominantly from the baniya caste.
What's it? The question is, मैं बनिया हूँ और धंधा जानता हूँ.
How many people were from
No,
baniya
the question is
community and
Yogendra
how many
Yadav.
people were not from baniya
Yogendra Yadav
What was
started
the
by
point
saying,
of bringing up baniya? Just say मैं धंधा जानता हूँ.
जो मैं अरविंद केजरीवाल हूँ, मैं धंधा जानता हूँ. मैं बनिया हूँ और धंधा जानता हूँ, क्यों कह रहे थे वो?
और धंधा भी कहाँ जानता हूँ? He was a serviceman.
actually, Arnab,
Look, I just want all of you to understand that he was not addressing the meeting of one jati group. He was addressing traders group. And he was making to them promises which were occupation specific promises. Not one of his promises has anything to do with any caste.
Yogendra ji, व्यवसायिक समुदाय
still you are not admitting it, Yogendra Yadav.
ज्यादातर बनिया जाति से आता है, इसीलिए बनिया और व्यवसाय एक साथ जुड़ा हुआ देखा जाता है.
Yes, Arati Jerath.
No, Arnab,
Yes.
I'm saying that if Arvind Kejriwal was talking about tax issues, So actually, if he had referred to his real occupation as a tax officer and said, I understand your problem, it would have made far more sense. Why didn't he raise that? Why didn't he say that I've been a tax officer, I know all your problems.
No, simple.
I know the problems you face, the corruption, the, that, this, that. He didn't. He talked about caste.
No. Are you saying Yogendra Yadav, that, are you saying that, Shazia, what's it? The other option is, maybe Yogendra Yadav is meaning to say that Arvind Kejriwal was making the whole comment in some metaphorical manner. Is that what he was making? Was the metaphorical comment? Baniya hua dhandha. I mean, Yogendra Yadav, tell me, why are politicians so rigid now? You make a mistake, you play the caste card, you're caught red-handed, you're questioned, you try to explain, your explanation does not hold, you realize your mistake. Why can't a politician simply say, we won't do it again? I'm sorry.
In fact,
why?
That's not working.
Arnab?
That's not working in Delhi.
Sorry,
for them.
am I...
Yes, Yogendra, it's a very sincere question to you, yes.
Yeah.
That would be equally suicidal.
Playing caste card would be dreadful. Playing caste card is against the ideology of Aam Admi Party.
Who was
Everyone
Salim in
has
Mewat?
reasons to expect us to be different. Can you please allow me to speak, whoever this person is?
Her name is
Whoever
Nupur
this person
Sharma.
is happens to be somebody from BJP. Sir, who was Salim in Mewat?
Can I respond to this? I just heard who was Salim in Mewat.
Yes.
Can I please respond to this?
Of course I want you to.
I have said not
because
once,
you go on to say
not
that you don't
once,
play
but
caste
several-
politics, but you actually play communal and caste politics all the time.
Arnab, can I respond to this on your
Please
show?
do.
I have said not once but several times. It is on net all over. I have said that anyone who produces one bit of evidence to suggest that I used the name Salim in Mewat, I will quit public life. I have said it not once, I said it during election. I have challenged everyone to produce any audio-visual evidence. And remember, every one of my speeches was being recorded. I will quit public life. I'm saying this on your show. Does it count for some kind of a statement?
But
Coming
this
back
was
to
also
Arvind
all over the
Kejriwal.
internet. Why don't you answer Ashutosh and Jarnail Singh and Arvind Kejriwal? Why have you left out Ashutosh and Jarnail Singh?
In order to answer all those questions,
Arnab,
I need
can I come in,
time,
please?
which I'm not getting. I'm listening to lectures. I'm getting no
Arnab,
time
can
to
I-
respond to.
No, you're listening to
Jarnail Singh
questions,
happens
no
to come from
lectures.
the area from where
You've not
he got
answered
ticket.
any question
Can you
except
now
for
listen to
agreeing
my
that actually
answer?
Arvind Kejriwal played caste politics.
Jarnail Singh got the ticket from the area where he was born and brought up. What makes it caste politics? You said
And
I
Ashutosh?
claimed my Haryanvi
Alright.
origins. Of course, yes, I claimed my Haryanvi origins because I belong
Arnab,
to the area where I contested
the
my
choice and
elections.
positioning
Please,
of
can you now listen to
candidates
me?
during the last Lok Sabha
This
elections
is not
would
done.
be
You can't keep asking someone
And I
questions
think
and not get him
figures-
time to
I
respond.
think figures and data would speak for
you
itself.
asked me,
I have given examples.
look, I'll now go on answering the questions irrespective
And
of
I
what
think
anyone
the-
is
the-
saying.
the-
I
the
was
issue
asked
regarding
whether
Mr.
I used my
Ashutosh was all
Haryanvi
over the
origins.
media. In the
The answer
newspapers,
is
you also
yes,
did
I
a debate
did,
on it,
because
that if
I
I'm not
actually
wrong.
belong
Okay, now-
to the
These are
area
not
from where I
suppositions.
contested
These are
elections.
not
Yogendra Yadav,
And there is nothing
Yogendra
wrong in
Yadav,
saying that I belong to the area
debate-
where I'm contesting elections
Right,
in.
the debate
what I'd
is...
like to say.
No, wait, one second. The debate is... You see,
It is
Yogendra
very
Yadav, you must understand this. There is...
disappointing to see Mr. Yogendra Yadav
I think there is something called common sense. Shazia wants to respond. Now, it's common sense. And you can say that the whole country, everyone's common sense is wrong. But the common sense is Arvind Kejriwal openly used the caste card. Argument was, you don't understand society, you don't understand English, you are English speaking type. Now, Yogendra Yadav, I want
You're
to
not
say this to you.
Krantikari enough.
You know, we reach out to a lot of people, and by the way, don't use this English speaking, non-English speaking. This channel does not belong to any elitist segment of society. So I resent Yogendra Yadav, these patronizing comments that politicians
most of
like
us,
you
by
throw.
the way, are bilingual
Today, what we have proven
people.
actually,
So it's not
Yogendra
as if
Yadav,
we
is
don't
that we understand.
Arnab.
Yogendra Yadav, we understand
English and we
Hindi
can
better
speak
than
both
most
the
people.
languages.
And I'm asking you here today, Arvind openly plays the caste card. Should it be taken lying down? And should there not be a course correction? Arvind Kejriwal has never been a trader. I cannot say that my occupation has been a trader, so that argument does not work. All you need to say is, We did a mistake. We won't do it again. We are compromising on what we used to stand for. And Yogendra Yadav, why don't you understand that? If you compromise what you stood for, then people will question you. Nobody forced you to come out and say, we will not carry out caste politics. Nobody forced your party to say, you will not do religion or caste politics. You said it, you made the promises, you put it on your set of promises. If you do it, you will be questioned much more. Shazia, who was with you earlier, is asking a question, and then I'm closing. Shazia Ilmi. And then after that, I'm going to close, please. Shazia, very briefly.
Arnab, I also need to put in a very quick point.
And I hope I will get time to respond.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
This is not a question.
Yes.
No, this is really not a question, but to be fair, this is the nature of the beast. But when Aam Admi Party chooses to walk this path, it does become difficult for people to digest it. You see, when Anna Hazare movement happened, and this is coming from somebody who speaks, who is happily bilingual. I worked in a Hindi news channel. I was part of Anna Hazare movement when everybody thought it was RSS, where we said happily Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki Jai, and one was really fight for that also. I contested from R.K. Puram, and see, this is a great part about AAP when it started out. And there were hardly any Muslims, because I saw myself as an Indian citizen. And Aam Admi Party did give me that chance, and I lost by mere 324 votes. But when this party goes the way of other parties, and it just becomes a Me Too party, then that hope, that transformation, that seed of transformation that we thought you sought, that you created a civic identity beyond identity politics, that suffers. And I think that is the biggest disappointment of it all.
Absolutely. Now Yogendra Yadav, we are closing the debate on this one. We can think it through. No more rebutts.
Arnab.
No more rebutts.
Can I quickly...
Arnab,
Let our viewers decide whether or not the caste card was played. Ragini, Nupur, Yogendra Yadav, Shazia and Arati Jerath, I thank you very much. Okay, Yogendra, since you have been at the receiving end, you will have the last word. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. I'm grateful to all of you for having raised it. You are absolutely justified in asking the question about caste, and if a question has to be posed to any party, Aam Admi Party should be asked this question, because Aam Admi Party raised more expectations, and my colleague Shazia Ilmi has more justification to ask this question. I respect those questions. Unfortunately, the entire thing is based on a complete misunderstanding. Caste card is played when a leader comes and says, I'm from this caste, you are from this caste, I'll give you these extra benefits,
again
I'll give you those things, I'll give you reservation, I'll give you...
Your audience was baniya, your leader was baniya. Are you understand? Oh my God.
Can the people also read between the lines?
Your audience was baniya, your leader was baniya. You understand the dhandha? You played the caste card. Mr. Yadav, you agreed to the question.
I'm unable to convince my colleagues.
Your audience was baniya, your leader was baniya.
All right, I thank you very much for joining me on debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.